Hi, this is Sherry Cheever, and I'm here today. I'm working on a project for Graphic 45, and I'm making a spiral notebook, and I thought it would be fun to show you how I put it together and how I've started with the project. First off, I've gone ahead and I've made my outside covers, and I have punched my paper, and we're going to start. This is what I've used for my first. It's a rectangle chipboard coaster, and I've used the Graphic 45 curtain call paper. And what I do to adhere paper on my chipboard coaster is I would pick one. We'll just use this for an example, and I lay it down. What I want on the top will be laid face down. I use the Claudine Hellmuth Studio Multimedia Mat, and I simply take a paintbrush, take some of this, paint it on the front of my coaster, and then I lay it down and I wiggle it about, and I adhere the paper on by rubbing it along the top, wiping away any excess. And when it's dry, maybe not completely dry because I'm so antsy sometimes, I then sand away the excess paper with one of my nail files. So that's how I've done this cover, front and back. And you'll also see some brown ink. I went ahead and sponged some Vintage Photo Distress ink there just to cover up the white and to give it that worn vintagey look that I like so well. So that's how I would start. And I have also gone ahead and I've punched the holes using my Bind It All along the top on all of them, and I have gone ahead and I've cut some paper. I used some old lined paper here, and I cut this. Oh, let's see, the dimensions of it are 5 inches by 3.5 inch, and I went ahead and cut them out, and I punched holes here with my Bind It All so that this would be my top section of my book. I have punched a vintage envelope. I'm going to tell you exactly what they are. They're envelope tags. I've punched one because I want it to go in the middle. And then I have a divider, and this is simply black cardstock that I cut to the appropriate length. I added my paper and some extra embellishment, and I rounded the corners with the corner punch so that it would fit my coaster better. And this is the middle of my book. Then I took just some plain printer paper, cut it down to the same size, 5 inch by 3.25 or 3.5, and I went ahead and I punched some holes in the top of that. I love carrying these little notebooks around with me, and I'm always wanting a piece of paper, whether it's lined or plain. And then the back cover is done the same as the front cover. Everything's already punched and ready to go. So I have found over the course of work making these that it's easier to put them together as you go before you start embellishing and getting carried away with what you're doing. First, I have another envelope that I want to put in the back, so I'm going to line this up here in my Bind It All, and center to center, the center line, and I'm just going to punch some holes, and as you can see right there. And that is going to go along my back cover. I have this punched. I have my white paper. Then I'm going to have my divider. I have another envelope. I have my white lined paper. And then I have my top. Oh, I have another envelope for the top. So I will put that in there. And now I'm going to line up all of my lines. Because I want this to be, this is the back, I need to flip this over to the top. This is very important because, as you'll see when we run this through, this is your back edge. So we are now going to put this together. These are 4s, so this is here. Then we're going to pick up all of that paper and our divider. We have another envelope. Then we have our white lined paper. envelope. By the way, this ring is 1 and, oh, I marked it here. It's 1 1/4 inch binding ring. Here goes my top. And then this is the back. And I get this squared around here. And I'm going to hold it like this. Hold it like this. And here's my bind it all. And I've already set this to 1 1/4, so I'm going to set this right down in my bind it all. And using the handle, I'm just going to close this up. And there I have my rings for my book. Now my back flips around very nicely, and I have my top, and I have my back that's just adjacent to it. So now let's see about decorating. I've already gone and punched some oval circles, and I'm just going to lay this out flat so I can work better. You know what, let's do the inside first. This is going to be my inside, and I do have something I want to put there, and that is this Clara Bow image from the paper. So using matte accents, I'm just going to run a small bead along here, and I'm going to lay this kind of at an angle and just wiggle it, and it will stay right down. Now this is my inside cover, and to make it a little more fun, I've gone ahead and I think we'll fold this up a little bit. It's rather full, but we can also, you know what, you're with me as I work. This is fun. People ask me how I work, and this is it. Kind of off the cuff and ready to go. And I laid that at the wrong angle, and I don't know that I'm going to get it up, so I think we'll just put this right here at the other corner. This is how I work. I never know what's going to happen when I start. So let's just put this down right there. And there's my inside cover. Now I've already got the middle done. I have an envelope, and you see it opens, and I thought, well, I can put little things in there and seal it up. Here is my divider page, and now here's my back cover. I've already got my envelope there to put little things in, and I have already gone out and done some embellishing. Here is like a 1, 2, 3 screen, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glossy accents, lay this down here, stick it down, and I have another image that I've already pre-cut, put on black construction paper to make it more sturdy, and I'm going to add it just about right there. So then my inside is, all my covers are done but the outside. So now we're going to flip this over, open it up so I can get to the front cover. And like I said, I've already cut my ovals out. I have a plain oval and a scalloped oval. And using the same accent line. This is an excellent glue, by the way, if you've never used it. And I'm going to put my oval, about right there. I want it offset just a little bit. I already have my image, and it's cut, and the edges are sponged. It's mounted on black cardstock so it will be more sturdy, and I put a long line of foam dimensional tape on the back. And this will raise it up on the front, give it a little height, and there she is, right there on the front. Now, I've made a flower for the front. It wouldn't be me without a flower. And I've die cut this flower from the Romantique line. Had a little scrap of pink paper from there. So this flower is going to go right in there. And I want my leaves, which I've die cut and dyed them with the Distress stain in a green. And I think I want it just about like this. So I'm going to go ahead and reopen that and add just a little bit of this glossy accents on the back of my leaf. And I'm going to put it down about right there. And then the other one, I like to put them first, then I put my flower over the top of them. And if you want to see how I've done the flower, I already have a tutorial on YouTube, and you can find it on my blog on the tutorial page on how I made these flowers. They're not made, they're just plain simple, and I've used a tool, a rounded tool, to kind of make the leaves go the way I want them to go. I'm going to add some foam mounting tape on this flower just to raise it up and give it something to stick to. And it's going to be down right there. So now, one more thing to do. I've made this film strip that I really like, and I want to put it here on the front, and I want it to be rather somewhat dimensional. So I think I like it like that, and I think that's how I'm going to leave it. I've cut some Tim Holtz film strip ribbon, and I want it to go around with this. So I have some paper fasteners from Seven Gypsies, and I'm going to take this, and I just want it to fasten at an angle here, and I'm going to use the fastener to fasten the tape, the film strip tape, to my image. And I didn't bring my hammer with me, but sometimes it just takes a little pound. And then I want to add this film strip ribbon kind of at an odd angle. And I'm going to add another paper fastener right there. And I'll cut off the excess piece of that ribbon. And now I'm kind of ready. I think we're just going to kind of skim it in here like this. So let's add a little bit of glossy accents here and on the bottom, and that should hold this. I'll lay it up there, work it through the leaves, and hold it down to dry. Oops, there we go. Didn't quite hold it well enough. And the front of my book is now done. And I have a little notebook that I can keep on by the side of on my desk, by the side of my chair, or even in my purse if I want, that I can take notes in, put little things in, and just something fun. I love making these. They're always fun to make. And I give a lot of them away because my family just loves them. So there's our notebook. And I thank you for joining me, and have a nice day.